coming to our 2019 State of the College Address. My name is Hanson, and I'm the President of Associated Student Government here at Clackamas Community College. It is a privilege to serve our students and lead such a dedicated team of thoughtful, hardworking individuals. I am what you would call a non-traditional college student. I struggled to find a path after high school when all of my friends were going to college. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I joined the workforce. I wanted to return to school, but I couldn't afford to both work and go to school. So I had resigned to the fact that college wasn't going to be part of my path. In 2016, a serious illness allowed me the time and opportunity to evaluate my life and make some changes. My mom offered me the opportunity to move home and focus on my education full-time. Knowing the power of a good education, my mom had been encouraging me to go back to school and start taking classes, even if it was just one. My mom went back to school when my brother and I were younger, earning her nursing degree from CCC. She is a shining example of hard work and dedication. Realizing what a gift my mom was giving me, I enrolled in the fall of 2017, and it has been the best decision I've ever made. CCC was an easy decision for me. It had been so long since I had been in school. Community college is where I had to start. I am honored to be a member of this amazing community of individuals who are passionate about helping students reach their full potential. I want to thank the faculty, staff, and administration who make CCC the supportive, welcoming, inclusive environment where students can thrive. Clackamas Community College is a community within a community. I am both honored and grateful to be part of something so great. It is my honor to introduce to you this morning Mr. President Tim Cook, but first I'd like to share some of his backstory and what led him to CCC. Dr. Tim Cook has nearly 30 years of experience working in higher education as an advisor, counselor, and faculty member and administrator. A native of Oregon City, he joined Clackamas Community College as its president in 2018. A first-generation college student, President Tim Cook understands how community colleges provide economic mobility for students and the communities where they live. He has a lifelong passion for helping college students achieve their dreams and works each day to remove barriers so students can be successful. He has a proven record of developing partnerships with businesses and education that leads to mutual beneficial outcomes. Before joining Clackamas Community College, President Tim Cook served as Vice President of Instruction at Clark College, a comprehensive community college serving 21,000 students annually across 3 campuses in Southwest Washington. President Cook earned a doctorate in community college leadership from Oregon State College. He holds a master's degree in counseling psychology from Lewis and Clark College and a bachelor's degree in English from Western Oregon University. Outside of work, he enjoys spending time with his wife, 3 children. An avid runner, he has completed 30 marathons in 19 states. Welcome, President Tim Cook.
Thank you, President Claire. I have to say, I've seen Claire speak a number of times, and I've seen her work with students, and she's an excellent representative of all of our students at Clackamas Community College. And I just appreciate you taking all the time that you do to serve the students at CCC. So I want to thank you all for coming out here on a Friday morning, a rainy, cold Friday morning, to come hear about the college. I'm very excited to share our accomplishments from this past year and talk a little bit about where we're going. So I want to thank you all for taking that time. I want to recognize a few folks that are out here this morning, and I'm going to start with our board members. Our director, let's see, Chris Groner, I just saw right over here, is here from representing Oregon City. Greg Chamoff, representing Milwaukee, right here as well. And our brand new, almost over a week now, Betty Reynolds, representing Westland Wilsonville. Thank you all for being here this morning. And some folks here representing some elected officials I want to recognize as well. Ken Humbertson from the County Commissioner is here. The Commissioner is here. Wilda Parks from the City of Milwaukee. Thank you. And brand new Representative Christine Drazen is here. Thank you for coming out as well. And congratulations on your election. So I need the There we go. Clicker. Excuse me. So the mission of Clackamas Community College is to serve the people of the college district with high-quality education and training opportunities that are accessible to all students. Throughout this morning's presentation, I'm going to share some stories with you. Every day, our staff and faculty work to welcome and support students to help them succeed no matter their goal. And the ones I'm going to share with you are just a handful of examples about how Clackamas Community College transforms lives. So we've got just a bit of our information here that you may or may not be aware of. 25,000 plus students annually, really big numbers, so we serve quite a large number in the community. That translates to roughly 6,600 full-time enrollments is how we count our students. We're about 5th largest in the state for community colleges. Most are 18 to 21, but as Claire is a representative of, we have a number of non-traditional students, and it really depends on what their goal is. And so we broke that out by transfer degree students trend a little bit younger, career and technical education students tend to trend a little bit higher. So that gives you just the big bit of an overview, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper here as we go along. So our first student, I want you to meet Debbie Ethel. As a child, Debbie was fascinated by elephants. She read every book about elephants she could find. In her 20s, Debbie was battling alcohol and drug addiction. She said, "By the time I was 26, I had more judges in my life than friends and had been arrested more times than I could remember." Eventually, she entered treatment. She started her own tanning business and bought a house, but she was still missing something: elephants. One day, her business was suddenly shut down due to a change in law. Not sure where to go, Debbie enrolled at CCC and signed up for our Life and Career Options program, which assists people going through big transitions in their lives. She told us, "The Life and Career Options program literally changed my life. I walked into what I thought was an easy class, but was confronted with an unexpected question. What did I want to do with my life?" The counselors at LCOP helped me answer that question, go back to school, get a degree I always dreamed of, and live a life beyond my wildest expectation. I will forever be grateful for them for their guidance and support. After finishing college, Debbie decided to pursue her dream of working with elephants. Today, she's a conservation research scientist and founder of CODA, Keepers of the Ark Foundation, based in Beaverton and working in Kenya to teach people about African elephants as a way to support their ongoing survival. So let's kick off this morning's program with a quick year in review. These are just some of the highlights of what happened at CCC in 2018. We started about a year ago opening this building, Harmony West, the first of 4 major bond projects, which I'll talk more about in just a bit. Harmony West replaces the 61-year-old former Oregon Institute of Technology building on the Harmony Community Campus in Milwaukee. The new facility allows CCC to continue to grow its health science, workforce development, and general education offerings in the North Clackamas area. And if you haven't had a chance to walk through this building yet, I encourage you to do so after you go through this event. One of the things we're most proud of now is because of this building, students in Milwaukee and in this area can come here and get their entire degree, their entire transfer degree, and all of their prerequisites for their program. So they don't have to bounce around between campuses to do that. So it's a wonderful asset for the community. On a personal note, I have to say, since I grew up in this area and both my parents grew up in this area, they actually met on site here back when there was Ickes Middle School on this campus. And so I only learned that about a year ago, and it's just a little bit strange to be sitting here where they met some, gosh, I guess it's going on about 60 years now ago. So there's that. Last spring, we awarded 1,442 degrees and certificates. Our youngest was 17, and our oldest was 70. So we literally run the gamut. Graduation is easily my favorite time of the year. Seeing older students going back for their GEDs or young students ready to transfer onto their 4-year university, the pride and excitement is the same. It's fun to watch parents, children, loved ones come to support and congratulate our grads. It's the culmination and celebration of why we do the work that we do. And I'm looking forward to 2019 already. I can't wait. We're very proud of our nursing program. Last year, we had 100% of our nursing graduates pass the nursing exam, the only school 2- or 4-year in Oregon to do that. So we are preparing students well. I know we've got some nursing faculty here, and I want to thank them for their work in preparing our students and the work ahead, so really well done. Last summer, CCC announced the launch of its tuition-free Summer Scholars Program and Career Technical Education summer camps for high schoolers. Summer Scholar students earned up to 12 college credits and completed general electives during the 8-week summer term, saving each one of those students more than $2,000 compared to four-year university tuition. And the other part about that is there's this issue called summer melt about when students graduate from high school and how much they lose or how much they drop out before they come on and come to the college. So having that opportunity for those students to really stay and actually get some credits for free is really tremendous. The Career Technical Education summer camps, students earn college credits in healthcare, insect identification, kitchen herbs, adventures in technology and innovation. The program was wildly successful. We had 300 applicants sign up for 120 available slots for the career and education summer camps, and we had 67 students participate in Summer Scholars. Last summer we broke ground on the Desjardins, or last June we broke ground on the Desjardins Hall expansion, the third major project funded by our bond dollars. Desjardins Hall will be the home for our science programs. The project will double our current chemistry lab capacity, accommodating an additional 250 chemistry students a year, and additional biology classes will be offered due to efficient prep space. Maker and collaboration spaces will expand opportunities for partnership research. The new labs will expose students to modern industry standard scientific work environments, which are similar to what they will find when they go to university or out in the field. The addition of student collaboration spaces and support for the STEM Club will grow our student retention. This building's also going to have some fun features. The exterior wall will feature colored brick displaying the DNA of a cougar, which I saw we had cougar here somewhere, so we didn't actually take a sample from cougar, but we know what the DNA looks like. Miles Fiberglass, a longtime supporter of the college, is fabricating a large molecule to hang in the lobby, and we'll have a replica skeleton of a small beluga whale in the building too. We're going to finish that building this spring. One of my favorite places at the college, the ELC. I remember coming as a kid for field trips to the ELC, and I have to tell you, it's quite a lot different now than it was then. Thanks to a Metro Nature and Neighborhoods grant, community members and the college, the Environmental Learning Center underwent a major restoration. It has been rebuilt into an outdoor learning laboratory that showcases innovation in stormwater management, landscape design, and sustainable living practices. In addition to improving the site's ability to manage and clean the stormwater flowing off a campus, this restoration includes the addition of an outdoor amphitheater, building improvements, parking lot renovations, native plant restoration, walking trail adjustments, interpretive signage, and many other features. It's also home again to over 20 ducks. How do I know that? Bob Cochran, our facilities director, tells me that. He goes out and counts the ducks. There's blue heron, many other flora and fauna. Great place for meetings, retreats, and we've even had a couple of weddings, actually, since we've reopened. I encourage you, when you get a chance, to really walk through and see the ELC on the Oregon City campus. It's really beautiful. I am particularly happy about this next highlight. I am privileged to join CCC as its new president after working for more than 20 years up in Vancouver. As a native of Oregon City and a proud graduate of Oregon City High School, go Pioneers, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to have been selected to lead the community college in my hometown. Thank you to the board of directors and the staff of CCC for this opportunity. Last summer, the CCC Foundation held its annual golf tournament and party on the Green fundraiser, which grossed nearly $100,000. In this picture, I'm with Foundation board member Pam Bloom. The generosity of the community is important as all these funds go directly to student scholarships. Cost of college continues to rise. The support of the foundation has become more necessary. And I'll talk about that a little bit more toward the end. In September, we opened our new Industrial Technology Center, which now houses our renewable energy, CNC machine, and manufacturing programs. Our students are now learning in a state-of-the-art facility and on modern equipment. This is the second of our 4 major bond projects. 44,242 square foot building increases teaching, training, and partner space, as well as creating flexibility to meet the changing training needs of regional partnership programs. One really unique aspect of this industrial technology program is our partnership with CNC machine tool distributor Gossiger Inc. We provide Gossiger showroom space in the ITC in exchange for letting our students train on their machines. These machines cost $250,000 or more, and we could never afford to buy these machines ourselves. So they bring in customers, and every time they sell a machine, they bring in a brand new one for our students to work on. So our students are getting trained on state-of-the-art machines, and often then can get a job right with that company because they know how to operate that machine. Just one example of the innovative partnerships that CCC has with area businesses, allowing our students to train on state-of-the-art equipment and they'll find out in the field. Military Times again named Clackamas Community College, one of the best schools in the nation for veterans in its Best for Vets colleges rankings. We have ranked in the top 6 out of more than 200 colleges nationally in the last 4 years. We're very proud of this recognition and the work CCC does to support veterans. Our Vet Center often serves as the first point of contact for veterans and their families. Our staff and veteran student workers provide the continuity, connection, and support they need. Additionally, our Military Family Scholarship Endowment provides much needed financial aid to initiate and sustain their academic goals. As of fall 2017, we had close to 600 veteran students, about 6% of our student body. Additionally, the Vet Center serves hundreds of veterans a year who are not students, connecting them to resources as well. Along with the support veterans receive at the center, veterans and their families get financial assistance from the CCC Foundation through its Joanne Truesdell Military Family Scholarship Endowment, and the CCC Foundation ensures that area servicemen and women, their families, have support when it comes to their education. To all the veterans in this room today, I want to thank you for your service, and to the Veterans Center, thank you very much for the work that you do to serve our veteran students. And of course, not all learning happens in the classroom. Our students participate in clubs, student government, athletics, theater, art, music, college newspaper, to name just a few. Our campuses are teeming with interesting things to do, see, or participate in. We hold resource fairs, music in the cafe, plant sales, Latino festival, field days, improv events, and many more. Most of our events are open to the public, so I invite you to come at any time and enjoy these offerings. Some examples: our wrestling team is currently #1 in the country. Our basketball teams are very competitive and fun to watch. We offer spectacular theater and music performance in the beautiful Nehemiah Hall. Just lots going on at the college. And I want to tell you about another student. Meet Shiloh Nizoliak. She attended CCC for 3 years and transferred in 2016 to Marylhurst University, where she graduated with a degree in English Literature and Creative Writing. While at CCC, Shiloh worked as a peer mentor and writing tutor, as well as working as an assistant student editor on the award-winning Clackamas Literary Review. Since graduating, she has been submitting her own creative writing to journals and magazines and has been published in 12 of them. She's also been a speaker at the college's annual Compose Writers Conference. She told us, "CCC was formative in giving me the confidence to pursue a degree in the arts. The experience of helping tutor fellow students and work in a literary journal was formative in making decisions about my future schools and future career paths. The English department at CCC meant the world to me, and I still remain friends with many other writers that were there at the same time, as well as keeping in contact with numerous professors who have remained mentors and have become friends." In November of 2014, voters in Clackamas Community College District approved a $90 million bond measure that is being used to update and expand college classrooms and labs and modernize equipment to meet industry standards. Passage of the bond also resulted in CCC receiving $32 million in state matching funds, which is being used to supplement bond dollars. The college has been in steady construction mode since then, and last year we made it to the halfway point through our bond projects. As I mentioned earlier, this building at Harmony West and the Industrial Technology Center are now open. Part of the Jardin Hall project last summer, we created a new transit center to improve access to the college and support job development in Clackamas County. This project was funded through a $1.75 million grant from the Oregon Department of Transportation. Other facilities upgrades in the bond funding include seismic upgrades, roof replacements, site signage, water system upgrades, repaving of our Douglas Loop around our Oregon City campus, and a new mat room for our wrestling team. You've seen photos of Harmony West and our Industrial Technology Center. Here's a shot of where we were last week in the Jardin Hall expansion. I can tell you now that that yellow walling is all around, and I think actually they're going to start the brickwork, that DNA brickwork, this next week. So it's moving fast. In fact, they were doing the tarring on the roof just this week as well. So be sure to come back for the grand opening for that building later this year. Because the manufacturing programs were moved out of Barlow Hall to the Industrial Technology Center, we now can double the size of our automotive program. This program has been kind of cramped in for many years in Barlow Hall. This summer we'll be renovating and expanding space in Barlow Hall for automotive. Trained automotive technicians are in high demand, and employers are seeking educated and qualified workers to fill these available positions. We're working to help fill that need. In December, our Master Automobile Service Technology program was certified by the Automotive Service Excellence Education Foundation, highest level of accreditation recognized by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence. This accreditation will help our students as they become more qualified when they graduate to get jobs. We're going to celebrate that accomplishment this next month with the automotive program. And we're just now beginning the design of our last of our large bond projects, a new Student Services Community Commons building. Our current Bill Broad Community Center is outdated and cramped, leaves little space for providing access to multiple services, programs, and opportunities for students to connect to staff and each other. Right now, students have to travel between 4 different buildings across campus to access student and academic services. We call this pinging. And we know that the more students get pinged from building to building, the less likely they are to successfully enroll at the college and or complete their degrees. The new Student Services and Community Commons will allow CCC to co-locate critical support services such as academic and career coaching, registration, financial aid, veteran services, and counseling with student life and leadership and space for other student-focused organizations. Research is clear that the more students stay on campus during the day, the more likely they'll be retained and complete their classes and degree programs. This project will allow them to do that and have space, a nice space to get it done. Though I wasn't here for all the effort that went into getting the bond passed in 2014, and have to say I walked into a pretty nice situation that this is all happening and getting done, I have to thank all of you in this room and everybody who worked on that campaign and supported it. It has been truly transformative for the college, so thank you very much for your support of CCC and for the bond. Here's another example of a student's life who was transformed by CCC. Meet Jeffery Kesterson. Jeffery served in the U.S. Air Force during the Gulf War and received the Airman's Medal for Extreme Heroism, the highest peacetime medal given. Once honorably discharged, it was time for him to return home. He landed a job as a store manager for a major retailer and earned the distinction of Coach of the Year, only to lose his job a few days later. Though unemployed, this was Jeffrey's chance to become fully committed to his academic career. As a father of 6 grown children, he knew they were watching him. Jeffery became involved in a training program and returned to school. Arriving at Clackamas Community College, he started studying renewable energy, receiving a dual associate's degree in the CAD/CAM program and in manufacturing. He told us, "CCC offered me hope. Their scholarships helped provide me the opportunity to go to school in hopes of becoming the first in my family ever to finish college." So you've seen where we've been. Now let's talk about where we're going. Each year, the college reviews and sets its strategic priorities, which guide us in our work to serve our students in the college district. These next few slides will highlight some of these priorities. Our student body is becoming more diverse in age, gender, race, and ability. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is the umbrella in which all of our priorities sit. Our mission is really quite simple. We want every student who comes to Clackamas to complete their goals. The reality is that currently not all of our student populations are as successful as others are. To achieve this goal, we are just starting the process of developing a multi-year diversity, equity, and inclusion plan for the college that will inform our work around hiring, service needs, facilities planning, and program offerings so that we can meet our goal of having and being an open institution that really does help every single student meet their goals. To help us with that work, we've adopted the Guided Pathways framework. Guided Pathways is a national movement currently for community colleges and looks at the redesign of community colleges to make sure that they are successful in making sure students can complete those goals. We are one of the first in Oregon to begin a full-scale redesign of how we align programs, offer services, and ensure students have a seamless path for completing their goals. Colleges across the country that have adopted Guided Pathways have proven to close equity gaps and increase the graduation rates. Simply put, it's a student-centered approach that helps students get on a path, Once they're there, stay on their path and complete the path, creating a pipeline to jobs in Clackamas County. We're currently in the second year of this redesign and aim to fully implement by the year 2021. And here's some examples of this. Getting on the path, making sure that students in as clear far back as high school or middle school are able to explore programs, or when they come to the college, if they're a non-traditional student, to explore programs. Looking at our pre-college pathways to make sure those are seamless so that students have a clear path to coming into the college. Making sure that our onboarding, so our welcome center, our registration processes, our financial aid is all seamless so that students can come in and get to where they need to be. But once they're here, we would need to work with them in advising to make sure that if there are bumps along the way, or that it's clear for their program so that they can continue on. We're starting now an early alert program. So if you're a student in one of our classes and maybe you're struggling on an exam, or maybe you've missed a few classes, professors now have the opportunity to alert our advising center, who then can contact the student and offer services and make sure that they're not getting lost along the way. And then once the students have completed their goal, we want to make sure it's clear. So we can have partnerships with our four-year partners so that they can transfer seamlessly, or that they've had opportunities to go and find out about work opportunities and have a job as soon as they graduate. So this intentional learning piece there gives opportunities for internships, for workplace learning along the way so that students are ready once they graduate from the college. Pretty exciting, pretty big project that we are embarking on. We used to talk about the need for students to be college ready, and we have to work to change our systems and help students so that they're ready for college. And really the conversation around that has shifted in the last few years nationally on this. And we know that all of our students, when they come in, are going to need some sort of an assistance, whether that's maybe a pre-college English class or math class, or help in somewhere else with childcare or some other issue that they might have. And so we've shifted our language now and say we need to be student ready, and we need to do whatever we can to make sure the college is ready for whatever students come. We're an open institution. Anybody and everybody is welcome at our college, so we have to be ready for them. Education starts long before anybody comes to CCC. We partner with our 10 K-12 districts to make sure students are prepared to transition. We invite local high schools to visit us so that students can envision themselves on a college campus. We work to lessen a huge barrier for student costs by hosting federal financial aid workshops at our local high schools. We visit the high schools. We provide admissions counseling appointments for CCC-bound seniors. We host special events like Clackamas Regional Skills Competition, high school partner luncheons, and a national college fair. Our goal is to strengthen curricular, instructional, and student services partnerships with our high schools to improve student success at CCC. One example of how we address college readiness is through our High School Connections program. We provide college credit programs specifically designed for high school students. CCC's High School Connections program allows students to explore college programs and career options while saving money and time by earning credits toward their certificate and degree. High School Connections programs are working to eliminate barriers to college by helping students access college early and at a reduced cost. So, currently high school students can earn college credit through CCC while still in high school by taking specific courses at their high school or on our campus. We partner with over 40 high schools to offer students the opportunity to earn college credit for free or at a highly discounted rate. This is such a great program that currently about 20% of our FTE, I showed you at the beginning, 6,600, about 20% of that are high school students. Last year we had 3,573 students participate in advanced college credit. That's where they're taking those classes at their high school from a certified high school instructor and getting credit, earning 34,288 credits and saving those students $3.1 million in tuition. Overall, we had 4,360 students, so that counts students that are taking classes on our campus too, in high school connections programs, earning a total of 44,377 credits. So beyond the financial benefits of earning college credit while still in high school include the opportunity to explore college without declaring a major, to save time and accelerate the path to a degree completion or career goals, and students who participate in dual enrollment are more likely than their peers to finish high school, enter college, and complete a degree. So I want to thank all of our K-12 partners. We have wonderful K-12 partners that assist us with this, and our High School Connections program staff for all of the work that they do around this. We're really proud of this program. Our third strategic priority is academic relevance and innovation, which makes sure that we offer high quality, relevant, innovative, and evidence-based instructional methods, programs, environments, and models. And I've got a few examples of how we do this. We use innovation to get this done. Our success is based on our partnerships with business and the community. As you will see behind me, we partner with many businesses and public agencies and government entities to achieve this. Our partners sit on our advisory boards. They hire our interns. They donate equipment or expertise. They're guest speakers in our classes. They come to our career fairs. Our tagline is education that works, and you see it at the bottom of all these slides. Our job is to educate students for the workforce. And we want to thank all of our business partners who help us achieve this goal. And we are always interested in partnering more. So if you have a business, here's my call out, or know someone who should partner with us, please let me or one of our staff members know. We are serious about this, and we want to partner more with businesses. It benefits our students, it benefits our community, it's a win-win for everybody. I don't think that's us. Grants help bring revenue and resources to the college. We recently added a full-time grant coordinator position and are already seeing great results. The U.S. Department of Labor has awarded CCC a $3.5 million H-1B Tech Hire Partnership grant to fund innovative training as a way to keep and create tech jobs in the local economy. Tech Hire aims to prepare and place youth, young adults, and low-wage workers into full-time positions in targeted advanced manufacturing occupations. New career pathways for industrial maintenance technician and electrical engineering will be developed, as well as new courses in cybersecurity. Though this isn't as large as others, we've received more press this year for our recent Metallica grant than anything else this year. Go CCC! This grant allows us to fund students in our metals programs of welding, automotive, and CNC machining. Our Metallica scholars will get assistance with books, equipment, and other needs. We are one of 10 community colleges in the nation to receive this grant. And I think you'll find there are many new Metallica fans at the college, including me. And we are currently in the process of applying for a Title III grant, which would expand our capacity to serve low-income students and improve and strengthen our academic quality, institutional management, and fiscal stability, and are in the process of identifying new local, state, and federal grants. We currently support 9 apprenticeship programs with more than 1,400 registered apprentices. We're the second largest in the state behind Mount Hood Community College in the number of apprentices that we train every year. These are electrical, plumbing, painting, limited energy, protective signaling, limited maintenance electrician, lineman, meterman, and wireman. Most recently, we participated in the formation of the Northwest Willamette Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee, along with employers from Benchmade, Enoch Precision Machining, and Blunt International to offer a new 10th apprenticeship program called Limited Maintenance Electrician Program. Students enrolled in our apprenticeship programs go to school in the evenings and work in the trade during the day. After successful completion of the related instructional coursework and on-the-job hours, they have the opportunity to take a state licensure test for their journeyman card in their field. As we believe and support lifelong learning at the college, one of our campus services employees is currently enrolled in our brand new limited maintenance electrician program. He's not here, but go James Logan is starting that off for us. I want to acknowledge the work that our foundation does, and I'm happy to say that our foundation board chair, Nancy Hungerford, is sitting here in the audience today. Thank you, Nancy, for attending, and thank you, Foundation, for your work to support our students. And I want to give you 1,450,000 reasons to tell you about the great work done by the board and staff of the CCC Foundation. That's how much this dynamic organization raised for students just last year. Founded 50 years ago, the foundation anniversary logo behind me represents the myriad of opportunities for students right here at CCC. Through a combination of activities including gifts, golf tournaments, galas, the board and staff have secured resources which provide over $500,000 in scholarships each year. Yet there's still a need for scholarship funding. Our applications for scholarships increased by 22% last year. Our students struggle with housing and food insecurity. Tuition and book costs continue to rise, and there's a need for program support. Our work is never done, but the work we do has a lasting impact on lives. If you want to know more about how to support the foundation, Nancy's here, and we've got foundation staff here as well to talk with you about that. So I guess that's another ask. I'll have to be careful about how many asks I make of you today. Here's a student who benefited from scholarship support. Meet Richard Jensen. Before coming to Clackamas Community College, Richard spent the previous 15 years wrestling addiction, dreaming of waking up clean and sober. Proving it is never too late to take a chance, he came to CCC and poured his heart into making his dream a reality. At age 36, Richard joined the CCC wrestling team and began his studies in the Automotive program. And the following year, he wrestled at the national tournament in Rochester, Minnesota. Today, Richard owns his own auto repair business and speaks nationally on drug awareness with the Be a Champion for Life Foundation, which he created. None of this would have been possible without the help of CCC Foundation scholarships. Richard told us, "I believe if we all continue to work together, we're going to excel and reach higher goals and higher education levels. These scholarships give opportunity where there may not be any. They give inspiration where we need it in pursuit of higher learning. From the deepest of my heart, thank you to CCC and their scholarship donors for opening a door to a new chapter in my life and a future worth having. The CCC Foundation changes lives. Thank you, Nancy Hungerford. Thank you, Foundation Board and Foundation staff, for all the work that you do for our students." We strive to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. However, the trend over the past decade is that state resources continue to be reduced and tuition has increased to make up for the difference. So I'm going to run through some slides here that are a little bit busy. I'm going to take some time to explain to you sort of the situation that we're in with our funding and how that has changed over the last decade or more. So bear with me. CCC remains an extraordinary value. Currently, we charge $100 per credit. This doesn't include textbook costs, but this is $100 for the credit for the classes. You'll see that compared to public universities, we're about half the cost. And when you compare us to private universities, we're about 1/7 the cost. So still a great value overall. And in fact, compared to our colleagues across the state, we're the 4th lowest still for community colleges in the state. Blue Mountain, or 1,000 less than Blue Mountain at the highest end, and just a couple $100 more than Chemeketa on the low end. Despite the great value we offer, we are currently experiencing a dip in enrollment. We have been for a few years, as you'll see on this slide. We are a counter-cyclical industry. Higher education is, community colleges in particular. When the economy is booming and people have jobs, our enrollment drops. During the recession, when people are unemployed, our enrollments go up significantly. Unfortunately, that's also the time that we typically are cutting budgets as a state and cutting revenue. So it becomes a real challenge as we're getting more students that need support. In this chart, you can see this pretty clearly. Our enrollment increased fairly dramatically during the recession. We had double-digit growth every year with a peak of 38,639 students. So we've leveled off now and just had a dip, and we're right around 25,000 that we've been at. The challenge, though, for us when we experience these dips, the overall majority of our funding is related to tuition. And so it really impacts us when we hit those dips. So that's a critical number and a critical piece that we watch with that enrollment decline. Oregon community colleges are funded in 3 ways: through student tuition, through local property tax, and through state appropriation. Over the last 10 years, funding from property taxes has remained relatively the same. However, you'll see that community college tuition in Oregon has increased almost 11%, while funding from the state has decreased nearly 12%. Because these property taxes are staying flat, if we continue to get less funding from the state, our options are to raise tuition or cut services in order to balance our budget. So you see pre-recession, almost 50% of our funding came from the state, while 23% of it came from our local taxpayer property taxes, and then about 29% from student tuition. And today you'll see that 50% from the state's dropped to about 37%. The local property tax is 24%, so up 1%, and 40% is from student tuition. The burden is clearly shifted to the students and to them paying higher and higher tuition, which frankly for our students who are oftentimes struggling to make their rent or to buy food, any addition to tuition increase in tuition is a struggle. And so it's something we really watch and work on quite often, quite a bit. This is a really busy one, so I want to kind of talk through this. Community college funding from the state has been on the decline since 2007, despite the recovery of the economy from the Great Recession. Clear back in 2001, community colleges received 4.1% of the state general fund. Today we're at 2.9% of the state general fund. If the state had kept the 4.1% rate of funding, we would have received $791 million in the last biennium. Instead, we got $570 million. This year, to avoid budget cuts and to keep tuition increases modest, community colleges are asking the legislature for a collective budget of $787 million. The best way to remember that $787 million is that's the Boeing Dreamliner budget, is what we're calling it. So it's the Dreamliner budget, $787 million is our ask. Why should the state invest in community colleges? We get results. State and local governments see a rate of return of 16.4% on their support for CCC, which compares favorably with private sector rates of return on similar long-term investments. Looking back to 2001-3 biennium, we were funded at $379 million in a $9.3 billion state budget, which equated to roughly 4.1% of the state revenues. The last allocation of $570 of the $19.5 billion in revenues, community colleges are down to a pro rata share of 2.9. For comparison purposes, 4.1 of the state revenues in today's dollars would equate to an allocation statewide of $790 million. Remember I said we're only asking for $787 million, so we're actually coming in a little bit lower than that if we got the 4.1%. So Representative, I think it's a really great deal. Sorry, I'll lobby wherever I can. So if we receive that 4.1%, we would have adequate funding of $791 million, our ask. This is where we need your help. Each year we spend a lot of time meeting with our local legislators who are consistently supporters of Clackamas Community College. And I have to really thank our legislators, our local ones, who help us and advocate and help Clackamas Community College. Our request, though, this year is a far cry from Governor Brown's recommended budget, which actually cuts our current funding almost 5% and would require us to raise our tuition potentially 17.5% a year and or face significant cuts to bridge that gap. Your voices matter. Community colleges impact the workforce, the economy, and our community. The legislator needs to hear from our community, our students, our stakeholders, our business partners about our ask, about what we're looking to get. As many of you know, CCC has an impact not only for the students who attend our college, but also in the county economy and workforce. Over the years, students who have studied at CCC and entered or re-entered the workforce with newly acquired skills, thousands of these former students are employed in Clackamas County. The average income of someone with an associate's degree in Clackamas County is $39,300, which is 38% more than a person with just a high school diploma. For every dollar our community spends on CCC education, our community receives a cumulative value of $11.40 in benefits for as long as students at CCC remain active in our state workforce. Altogether, the average annual income due to the activities of CCC, its former students, equals $278.7 million, approximately 1.5% of the total Clackamas County economy. It's our final student. Meet Janelle Brubaker. Janelle first attended CCC from 2009 to 2011, but dropped out after suffering 2 devastating miscarriages. Suffering from severe anxiety and depression, Janelle lost all interest in writing and reading, 2 of the things she loved most. However, in 2014, she returned to CCC. She started with a literature class with one of her favorite English teachers. Though she didn't expect it, he remembered her. She told us, "I thought my face would have been just another that had passed into the realms of work and further education. but he did remember me. He said hello. He asked me how I'd been. He wanted to know what brought me back to CCC, and it was the welcoming I needed. Janelle earned her Associate of Science degree in English at CCC, transferred to Marylhurst, and got her bachelor's in English Literature and Writing. Today, she works as a mechanical and engineering technician, but continues to pursue her love of writing. She's had more than 20 pieces of fiction and creative nonfiction published since 2016. CCC had a powerful and positive impact on Janelle. This is what she had to say. CCC, specifically the English department, saved my life. Before I went back to CCC, I was horrifically suicidal. Because of CCC, I was able to write myself out of grief. Because of CCC, I learned how to manage my anxiety and depression by utilizing writing and literature. Because of CCC, I recaptured the dreams I'd had as a young adult. There's so much I love about this campus. I'm partial to the English department, but I had so many wonderful experiences with other faculty, with the advising center, with the baristas in the cafe, and with other students. I love the squirrels that will come up to you and let you feed them. I love the statue garden outside of Randall Hall. I still go there to write every spring, summer, and fall. Mostly, though, I loved how student-driven the school seemed to be. I never felt as though I was just a number on a spreadsheet. I felt valued and heard. I felt like I mattered, and that ultimately was what saved my life. Clackamas Community College is a fantastic organization that transforms lives, and I am fortunate to be leading it. But we need you. We need you to volunteer to serve on our advisory committees. We need you to donate to our scholarship funds. We need you to help out with our Cougar Cave food pantry. We need you to attend our events, take classes, send letters to your legislators supporting our budget requests. If you want to learn more about how to help out the college, please leave your name, contact information on the table in the lobby, or talk to one of us. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you taking the time to come out today. I hope you learned a few things about CCC and the impact we have in the community. Feel free to explore the building on your way out, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.